Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to day 7 of the 12 Cast Ons of Christmas. My name is Kirsty, and the 12 Cast Ons of Christmas is where I start 12 new projects between Christmas, well, for me, 26th of December and the 7th of January the following year to set me up for my making in the coming year. This is part of a knit-along hosted by Ange of Yarn and Yarns. And you can join in by casting on anything between the 24th of December and the 31st of January the following year. And I will, of course, link Ange below so that if you want to find out more about the rules and how to participate, you can go check her out. This is day 7, and I can't believe that we're already halfway through. I was looking at Ravelry at my project pages last night, and I was just so happy with all the 6 that I've started so far, and I just want to go back and keep working on them. But as we've discussed previously, and I'm sure we'll discuss again, when you're casting on 12 things in 12 days, you always want to keep working on them because they're things that I've been waiting to start for so long. But I also am just really enjoying starting new things and seeing how much I can get done in a day. Now, this morning, I do usually do a little bit of knitting in the morning before I start my 12 cast-ons. And this morning, I thought about finishing the thumb from yesterday's cast-on and finishing the first mitten, but I had put them away so they weren't down where I was sitting to knit. So instead I pulled out my daughter's socks and I finished them. These were meant to be done for Christmas and I did not quite get them done, and then I haven't been working on them because I've been working on other things. So I did finish them this morning, and I will give them to her today. So she has her Christmas socks done. So I just thought I'd share that here, even though this isn't a regular podcast, but we are going to pick today's project. So everyone does it differently. The way that I do it is I have put at the beginning of the 12 cast-ons 24 projects in this bowl, and every day I just pick one out, and whatever I pick out, I find the yarn, I find the needles, and I start it. They are 24 projects that I have the yarn for, and I did pull all the yarn out because I am packing up all of my things. So I have the yarn in 2 spots, and the tub in front of me is looking a little more empty. So that's always exciting. But I'm going to pull out a random project and let's see what I'm going to start today. You ready? Oh, that's 2. All right. I have 1. Cute little paper. Shall we find out what it is? With grace in your heart shawl. All right, this one I'm going to have to wind up the yarn for, and this is very exciting. So this is a shawl that's designed by Cave the Crazy Sock Lady, and I had dyed some yarn a while ago that I had put aside, mentally going, I'm going to knit this shawl with that. And then I wanted to start the sundial tee earlier this year, and I took one of the skeins from that to use as the main colour in the sundial tee, which honestly, the main colour is basically another scrap. So I'm not using much. And my hope was that I'd have enough to come back and still knit this shawl with that. However, I haven't made much progress on the sundial tee. I've barely even scratched the surface on it. And so I was like, do I take this out and put it into a future one when I have it? And then as I was packing up my yarn, I found some different yarn, which is 2 skeins of singles. And I'm going to go get that and show you because I've decided that's what I'm going to do this shawl with. Oh, so excited. So I will be back in a minute. All right, I've got the yarn. I haven't checked the pattern. It is in my pattern book, so I should be able to pull it out and have it. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's in I have a stack of patterns that need to be put away. It may be in that. Anyway, I'll find the pattern. I won't print out another one unless I really am stuck. But I've got the yarn, and this is the yarn. It is called Sylvia. It's 100% superwash merino, 100 grams, 400 meters. And it is hand dyed. And this is from Włóczki Wormy. So you would think that this is the only yarn shop in Poland. It is not. There are more, but it is one where I do get a lot of yarn. However, this yarn I did not buy. This was a Christmas present last year. We did a Secret Santa with people who are from work, but also very much like family. And this was my Secret Santa present my swap present from the people who had me. And it is beautiful. It is singles, and so I didn't want to use it as 100% merino, so I'm not using it for socks. It's singles, so I wasn't sure about doing it for a sweater or something. And also it's 2 skeins, so it's not really enough for a sweater, but it is enough for a shawl. And I don't tend to do single colour shawls. So when I saw this sitting there and I knew it was 2 skeins and I'd stolen one of the other skeins for a different project, I was like, maybe I just do it with this. And I think that would make a beautiful, beautiful With Grace in Your Heart shawl. Now, I'll try and put a picture up here if I haven't already of With Grace in Your Heart. It is, I don't know if there's lace work in it, knitting, purling. It is textured, but it's not difficult. And I think it'll be one that I can just kind of make some progress on. I believe it's a triangular shawl, so hopefully I will start at the small part and it will grow quickly today. But yeah, because it's singles yarn, it should have beautiful drape for a shawl as well. It is soft. It should be delightful. So very excited to get this wound up and started. And I will check needle size and I will see what I can do to make that work, because as we know, my mid-range needles are quite low in stock at the moment. So I'll see what I can do for that, but I will grab something, even if I have to steal it from another project, and get that started today. Our plan today, it is January 2nd. It is Friday. I woke up this morning thinking it was Saturday and that somehow I'd missed a day, but no, it's Friday. It is currently 11:15 in the morning. We've had another slow morning. I finished off the socks, been doing stuff with the kids. Our plan is to go out to a play place today. There's a few around, actually, not a play place, to a shopping centre that has an indoor playground. Let the kids get some energy out, do some running. Me and my friend will get an ice cream sundae and just sit and knit while the kids are playing at the playground. That is the plan. So I will get this wound up straight away and cast on. And while I'm winding this up, I may wind up, my friend bought some sock yarn because she wants to learn to knit socks, and she's decided that I'm a good person to do that with. I don't know why. Do you know why? So she will wind up her sock yarn as well, make sure that she's got some needles, and see if we can get her started on her first pair of socks. She's done slippers, she's done other things. It's just the heel that she's a little nervous about. So we'll get her started, we'll get me started on this, and we'll go have a little knitting morning. I do have my day 7 little gingerbread man that I'm going to just pop on here so that I don't lose it. And I will grab a project bag out that will fit 2 skeins. I am really excited to start this one. I bought the pattern ages ago. Oh, I don't know if this is still going to be relevant by the time this is posted, but as of right now, Cave of the Crazy Sock Lady has 25% off all of her patterns, which will include this shawl pattern. So when this goes live, you can check, see if it's still on. She'll sometimes do like a 1-week sale, and sometimes she'll do a 1-month sale. So you may as well go check it out. But yes, the pattern will be linked as always in my Ravelry page down below. If you have a problem accessing Ravelry, then let me know and I can try and send you a link to her. I think she has Etsy as well. Yeah, so I'm going to go wind this up, find needles, find any stitch markers, find the pattern, and I will take you along as I knit at a coffee shop, hopefully. I will see you soon. Bye. All right, I haven't made much progress, except I did find the pattern, which I've just left next door, and I realized it's 4mm needles right in our danger zone. So I had a quick look and I found 3 projects that have 4mm needles on them. The first was my Bradley Cobb stitch jumper, which I'm using the Addy 4mm, and I thought for this one I'd rather have Chow-Gu because the pointier end is usually better for if I'm doing like slip stitches and increases and those things. So I thought I'll leave them there. I then found my Kookaburra jumper, which is another 12 cast ons from last year, so both of those are from last year. And that one I'm on the ribbing, and that's using a 4mm for the ribbing. So I thought about seeing if I could quickly finish the ribbing and then I can use that over, but I thought that's going to take most of my knitting time today if I was going to finish the ribbing, and I'm still going to want those needles in there for the cuffs when I get there anyway. So I thought I could put that on hold, but I'm so close that if I put that on hold now, then I'm unlikely to come back and pick it up again at some point. The next bag that I found is my, now I'm forgetting the name of it, It is sundial tea, which I was just talking about, right? And this is what I've done for my sundial tea so far. So I'm pretty early on. That is 2 mosaic sections, I think, that I've finished. And it's on the needles. I do have a little bit over here on hold because that's how the pattern said to do it. Whatever. Anyway, it's on hold. But yes, sundial tea is pretty early on, and I thought I'm going to steal these ones. So what I've done is I've grabbed my sundial tea pattern, and I've just written here 4mm needles, ChiaoGoo, 80cm cord, taken for With Grace in Your Heart shawl. And I've just done that in red, somewhere on the pattern. So when I pick it up and it's on hold, I can very clearly see this is what I need to do. So I'm going to put that there. It does also have in here 3.75mm needles, which I presume I need for maybe ribbing at some point. So I thought I could just do the With Grace in Your Heart with 3.75mm needles. But yeah, I'm going to put these on hold. I've got over here, I believe, my barber cord. Yep. So I have some, this one is the original, the knitting barber cord. I don't always use the original. I have some from Petite Knits. I have some from all sorts of other ones. So I'm just going to take one of those out and put it on, put the rest back. And then I will take these needles for the With Grace in Your Heart. If you haven't used knitting barber cord, I will show you now. It's super duper simple. It's just like a silicone cord, so you can get it from a whole lot of different places. But basically what you do is you get the end, which is hollow, and you put it on the tip of your needle and you push it on so it's pretty tight. And then you just very gently, because it can come off sometimes, you just move all of your stitches onto that piece of plastic or silicone or whatever it is, that tubing. And then when all the stitches are on, you just disconnect it. And so all of my stitches are now on this piece of cord. And then what I do is I just tie the ends together so that they're not going to accidentally fall off. And I'm going to put that back in my bag with the note that says I'm using 4mm needles. And we're good. So there we go. I have needles. I'm going to go wind this up, pick a bag and get going. And I'll check in with you later. Bye. Hello, it is the end of the day. It is 9:50 in the evening. I am getting to bed a little bit earlier today, getting back a bit more into my normal routine, but I'm here to check in with what I have gotten done today on my With Grace in Your Heart shawl. Before I show you that, I just want to mention what I'm wearing. I'm wearing, now I'm going to forget the name of it. I will link it below. Daft Days cardigan, that's the one, the Daft Days cardigan. And I knit it with an advent swap that I did. This one was the first one where we dyed it, and I think it was 3 years ago or 2 years ago, but the first one, and we've just finished the third one. So love it. We did basically split up a colour wheel and everyone did a certain section of the colour wheel, and we ended with a nice gradient. So that was really fun. I realised I forgot to mention it this morning. But the With Grace in Your Heart shawl, I am loving how it is knitting up. I did notice when I caked up the yarn, that, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see, but like this one is significantly darker in the middle and paler on the outside. And then this one looked dark on the outside and paler in the middle, although that's not showing up quite so much in this light, although I've also used up probably the darker bits already. So what I did is I decided to start with the darker bits and work through to the lighter, and then I'll do the second one. I always pull from the outside. So second one, I'll pull from the outside and do lighter through to darker. So I should end up with darker both at the beginning and at the end of the shawl. I could have done it the other way and done lighter at the beginning or end, or I could have pulled one from the middle and one from the outside. But yeah, pulling both from the outside and choosing that way works for me. So here is my progress for today. Sorry, the lighting in here is all top down. So I have done, let's see, I've done 9 repeats of 15 pattern repeats for this section. So I've got another 6 pattern repeats to go. And then I will be on to section 2. This shawl has 6 sections. 1, 3, and 5 are all the same patterning, and 2, 4, and 6 are all the same patterning, which is nice because it means that I'll know what I'm doing when I get to section 3 again. And this is a 4-row repeat pattern, and so I've now memorized it. I memorized it from maybe down here. So it's been pretty easy. I've been doing it watching TV. I've been doing it watching TV that I've never seen before, which is an indication that it's actually quite a simple one once you know what to do. I haven't looked at what the patterning for section 2, 4, and 6 is. I've just looked to see that it is the same. And I think the 2, 4, and 6, I think are 12 rows. And then this one, like this section 1, 3, and 5 are more like 60 to 70 rows. And so it's exciting, in my mind at least, that once I've done this, I get to do something different for a little bit and then go back to something that I know really well. I may get bored before I get to the end of the shawl doing this, but that is one of the good things about having so many things on the needles. I can pick this up for little bits and pieces here and there and make progress, but not have, not be able to work on anything else until I finish this. About the yarn here, it is delightful. This pattern is making it quite squishy, and it's a singles, like there's no plying in this yarn, so it is just soft and beautiful. And it's 100% superwash, but I'm pretty sure it's 100% superwash merino, so it is delightful. I'm also loving the colour, which I will take a photo in light and put it on Ravelry, but it is delightful. I'm so glad I'm using this yarn for a shawl, and I think it is just showing off the yarn beautifully in the shawl. So if you have a couple of skeins of special yarn that you want to really highlight, like a subtle variation or something, I would definitely recommend With Grace in Your Heart for that. What about it? The pattern is simple to do. Reading the pattern did take me a moment because it's not charted. And that, I think it would probably be hard to chart this pattern. It's not a difficult pattern, but the setting up rows were a lot of text and a lot of trying to figure out exactly what I was doing. Again, not difficult, just I had to read the pattern for the first 6, 7 rows. After that, I was able to see the pattern when I got, I think it's row 9 is when the pattern repeat starts, and then you're just doing a 4-row repeat from that point on. So it was a tiny part of the shawl. The reason I probably noticed it is that I did it in a public place while having an ice cream with a friend while watching my kids on a playground. So I was doing multiple things at once. I couldn't just kind of sit there and be like, all right, this is what I'm doing, and now I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. It was like I'd read half a line, check to make sure my kids are okay, have a conversation, a bite of ice cream, figure out where I am in that line, do a little bit more. So yeah, for someone who prefers charts, seeing that wall of text was a little hard. But when I actually realized that it was, 8 rows or something, and then it's made more because she's making sure that it's very clear what you're doing, it was fine. Like, yeah. And definitely now that I'm past the beginning and into the repeats, it's very simple. Yeah, what can I say else about this? It's enjoyable. We did just finish watching the final episode of Stranger Things. Yeah, it was very sentimental. I think they could have cut a few of the flashbacks. No spoilers, but there were just a lot of flashbacks. They could have cut them. And so I wonder when I pick this up again if I'm going to start thinking about Stranger Things again, because I don't know about you, but I tend to associate what I'm knitting with what I'm doing when I'm knitting it. So this could either be watching Stranger Things or more likely eating ice cream with a friend while my kids are playing on a playground, because that's where I started it. That's where I was focusing on it. Stranger Things, I was watching TV and just kind of automatically knitting. So we'll see. So there, that is day number 7 of the 12 Cast Ons. I have to say, I am excited to see what I'm doing tomorrow. This isn't one that I'm like, I just want to pick up and keep knitting right this second. I think I've done a fair bit today, and I am happy to put this into like an easy knitting slot for the moment, because it's not taking much focus. And I'm looking forward to seeing what I'm going to start tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I would love to hear what you've been working on while you've been watching this video. Is it a 12 cast on? Is it something different? By the time this video is up, I'm actually not sure what the date will be, but I'm sure a lot of people have finished casting on their 12 cast ons. So if you have finished casting on and you did it, did you go back to one of them, or have you moved on to something different? I'm intrigued. How have you decided what one to go back to work on? I don't know what I'm going to do for January, which one I'm going to pick up next after I finish casting them on. I've got 5 more days of casting on. Oh, I'm so excited. All right. So thank you very much for joining me today. I am going to go to bed now, and I will hopefully see you again soon for another cast on party. Bye.